All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Eastbourne. We've also got Swiatek coming up soon as well in Baden-Berg, but we're going to finish this match. Yesterday, we had Fritz taking on Fonseca. They got through two sets before the light got too dim and it got too hard to see, so they came back. They decided to come back today, and they are going to be playing the final set. Now, it is wet. I think it's raining in Eastbourne, which sucks because I'd love to watch this, and then we can move on. But we'll hopefully get through this set, at least get through the set, and then we can go from there. But what's going on, Chad? How are we doing? Are we ready for another big day? Every day's been a huge day on the grass. We have had no days off. Cam said Fritz heavy favourite because momentum shift of stopping for the day. Yeah, I agree with myself from yesterday. I agree what I said yesterday. I still believe that. I think restarting the match is a good thing for Fritz. I mean, he looked so good in the starter yesterday that I think that restarting the match is exactly what Fritz needs. I mean, the momentum shift completely disappeared after with Fonseca Fonseca having to stop. He was just starting to get, even up until the tiebreak, he was still battling, and then once he got to the tiebreak, he started to play well, and then it's like, now we're going to stop. So we're basically starting from scratch, and I think based on what we saw yesterday, I think starting from scratch favors Fritz. Fritz had many chances on Fonseca's serve where Fonseca didn't have many. Exactly. Now, there could be a change where Fritz comes today and doesn't serve well, and the weather maybe affects things, but I think yesterday, Fonseca would have had a better shot at the momentum with the momentum changing yesterday. I think it would have helped. He would have been much better off continuing yesterday if they were allowed. So we'll see. We'll see whether or not that makes any difference. Like I said, Fritz could come out here and play terrible today. He could have been playing amazing yesterday, and today he comes out playing half as good, and that gives Fonseca a chance. Fritz will be serving first as well in this final set, which I think makes a difference too. Yeah, Paolini's playing Haddad Meyer at the moment, and then Swiatek will come on against Alexandrova after that, which is going to be interesting, that match. Some of you think that Alexandrova is going to win that one. And I could see that happening. I could definitely see Alexandrova winning, even though she's not the favorite, which I'm a little surprised about. I thought it would be 50-50 on grass, but I guess not. Maybe Fonseca could have gotten tired too. Maybe the break helps him. Maybe. I mean, maybe. But I think, he was looking a little bit tired, but I don't think the break helps him. I think I think the momentum going into a third set yesterday was much, he needed that more than a break, more than a rest. I think the rest is not ideal. By the way, winner of this match has to play today twice, so that's fun. So close to 250k, we should start a poll to guess when the channel will reach it. Yeah, I know, right? We're getting close. We're only, 350 or so away? Crazy. Fonseca had momentum? Yeah. But look, none of this means anything until we find out, because again, maybe Fritz comes out and plays terrible. That could definitely happen too, right? Fritz could come out and play terrible, or Fonseca could come out and play incredible, All right. They should be coming out on court any minute. And it is raining. The weather is shitty, so we've got to remember that too. All right. What time for second starting? It should be starting now. Should be starting now. This will be such a good learning experience for Fonseca. Oh, yeah. If Fonseca wins this match from now, that would be so impressive. That would be super impressive. All right. By the way, they weren't supposed to start this quick. Krejcikova was supposed to play first, but Krejcikova's match was cancelled because Krejcikova withdrew with a leg issue. So this match is now starting a lot earlier. So this match is starting a little bit earlier, but Krejcikova. Sorry, no, Gracheva. Wait, no, Krejcikova pulled out. Gracheva got the walkover. Wait, is that what happened? Hang on. I'm pretty sure, Krejcikova pulled out. So that means there's no seeds left in Eastbourne, and that an unseeded player is going to win. That is confirmed. On the women's side. On the men's side, the winner of this match will take on Giron later today. All right, we're back. Fritz serving first in the third. I'm going to go with... I think Fritz is going to finish it off. But let me know what you think, chat. Also, Palini and Haddad Meyer are just finishing things off as well. Or at least Palini is trying to finish things off. But let me know what you think. Who do you think is going to win? How do you think it's going to be? Heart says Fonseca, brain says Fritz. Okay. It's super windy out there as well, by the way. 40-15 Fritz. As he hits it long. Yeah, super windy out there. The weather is really ugly. Yeah, super windy. 40-15. It's going to be a tough day today to watch tennis. And probably play. 6-3 Fritz. Yeah, I'm thinking a 6-3 Fritz as well. Or a 6-4. I think Fritz might maybe breaks to win. As Fritz wins the first game 1-love. Fonseca does struggle in these conditions, these windy conditions we've noticed over the time. So, and he's over the small amount of time we've watched him, he has struggled in these conditions. So we'll keep an eye on him. I don't know why I look so red today. By the way, chat, went to the thrift, 3 DVDs. Disturbia, which I've never seen, but I heard it's really good. I heard it's good. And I got 2 movies that we were talking about yesterday. I found Field of Dreams and Bull Durham. So 2 Kevin Costner baseball movies at the one place. So I've added them all to my list. Well, I've added them to my collection. We were literally talking about them yesterday. So now I've got them on my... Look, everybody knows about Field of Dreams, but I've never seen it. And Bull Durham, I heard, is really good too. I'm just going to have the baseball day. Now that I'm a Rockies fan, I need to learn more about the game of baseball. Classic movies? Yeah, classics. As that goes out by Fritz, 15-love. Disturbia is good. Yeah, I've heard that's good too. I have heard that's a good one as well. Palini, by the way, serving for the match against Haddad Meyer. And then we've got Swiatek taking on Alexandrova. And then later, we've got Eala taking on Yastremska. Fritz in the net, 30 love. Does Eala have a chance against Yastremska? I think she has a chance, yeah. Especially with the weather being crappy. I think that definitely helps. It'll probably make, Yastremska's very much like Penko, right? When she's on, she's untouchable. But when she's off and making errors, she makes a lot of errors. And she can give away a lot of points. So Eala's just got to be, like yesterday, got to be solid. I'm about to start watching Yellowstone with Costner. Oh, it's great. Yellowstone is great. It is a great show. It probably takes a few episodes to get into, but Yellowstone is great. I still have to finish watching that. I haven't watched the rest of it yet. Paolini wins, by the way. And she takes out Haddad Maia, who the shortest and the tallest player on tour, I think. Haddad Maia is sort of 6 foot, and Paolini is on the lower side of 5 foot. But Paolini wins. Anyways, 1-0. Yellowstone or Succession, both. You have to watch both. That's crazy. You have to watch both. They're both great. 1-1 as Fritz serves. Into the forehand of Fonseca. Fonseca gets it long. Look, if you like Suits and more like city shows, you'll like Succession. If you like cowboys and country, you'll like Yellowstone better. It's sort of, but then again, you got to watch both. Both are great shows. What's Succession about? Succession is about a massive company where the dad, who's older, wants to give the company down to one of his kids, and it's basically based around that. It's about the succession of the company, and it finishes it's the perfect amount of show. 30 love Fritz. It's 4 seasons, and it doesn't go too long, and it's great. It's a great show. Yeah, Yellowstone if you like the outdoors, but if you're more into city and corporations and stuff, I mean they're both big company kind of shows, big boss kind of shows. 4-1 rally, but Yellowstone's great. As with a 4-1 in the line, Fritz with a half volley pickup goes long, and it's 40-15. Yellowstone's great though. If you like drama, I would say Succession's got a little bit more drama. I think Succession's a little bit more drama and a little bit more whereas, Yellowstone's more family. Succession's more, making deals and backstabbing, if you're into that. Anyways, Fritz holds 2-1. Whereas, Yellowstone's more about family and, it's not a family show, but it's more like family. They're both about dysfunctional families. Yeah. In different ways, though. I feel like Yellowstone's more about coming together and trying to, do things for the family, whereas Succession's about, family in a different way. It's about everyone out for themselves within the family. It's weird. It's weird how they are both based around families who are running a big business, But they're both great. Go watch both of them. Wimbledon draw comes out tomorrow. All right. Fritz 2-1. And we've got Swiatek coming up soon as well. Dysfunctional families are more interesting. Well, they're both about that. Now I got to watch the rest of. Yellowstone. I think I've still got a half season left. All right. 2-1 Fritz. Final set. Fonseca to hold. Or to serve. Serve to fault. Second serve. Is anyone watching F1 tomorrow? I probably won't watch it tomorrow, but I will be watching it for sure. There's a return out by Fonseca, and it's 15. Love 15. Love 15. I haven't watched Amadeus yet. I was too busy today. As that goes into the net by Fonseca, is love 30. Fritz a chance to get the break here. By the way, super windy and bad on Berg as well. Swiatek coming up against Alexandrova, winner to play Palini. We'll start that one up soon. As Fonseca serves a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Fonseca, backhand out from Fritz to the forehand of Fonseca. Fritz backhand into the backhand of Fonseca, again the backhand of Fritz. Fritz hits it wide, and it's 15-30. Super windy in Eastbourne, super ugly conditions. 15-30. As Fonseca serves. Into the forehand of Fritz. Fonseca forehand down the line. Fritz with a slice on the stretch. Fonseca with a volley. Fritz backhand passing shot winner though. Fonseca was a little too safe. Went down the middle. All right. Advantage to 15-40 to Fritz to get the break. 15-40. As Fonseca saves one with an ace. 30-40. As Fonseca serves a fault, second serve. And Fritz breaks. 3-1. 3-1 to Fritz. He gets the break. 12 minutes for 4 games. I mean, this is flying past. 3-1. Yeah, Krejcikova withdrew because of a leg injury. By the way, this is on Tennis TV. By the way, if you're asking, it is on Tennis TV. This is on Tennis TV. But yeah, Swiatek versus Alexandrova is about to come on, but we'll see how this next game goes because this is flying past. Fritz with the break. Serve to the backhand of Fonseca. Backhand from Fritz, the backhand of Fonseca. He puts in the net, 15 love. That didn't take long for Cam to be right. Oh, it hasn't finished yet. By the way, Fonseca just thinking that there's grass in his shoes that he's not getting grip on. It's not on my Tennis TV? Really? Okay. Yeah. Maybe if you're watching it on the app, I'm watching on desktop, maybe it makes a difference. As it a forehand rally, that goes into the forehand of Fonseca. Fritz with the forehand, again to the forehand of Fonseca. As Fritz backhand on the stretch, Fonseca down the line. Fritz gets with a forehand cross. Fonseca down the line again. Slice from Fritz. Fonseca comes in with a drop volley. That's a winner, 15-0. It's on Tennis TV. They were showing a Palini interview not 5 minutes ago. Okay, then you're not watching Tennis TV if it was a Palini interview. What are you watching? There's no way that they would be showing a Palini interview of a Tennis TV. You're not watching Tennis TV if they're showing Palini. You're watching Tennis Channel or something else. 15-0. There's a fault from Fritz, second serve. Served on to the backhand of Fonseca. Fritz backhand into the back of Fonseca. Fritz with the forehand goes wide, 15-30. Chance for a break back here for Fonseca. Yeah, I don't know about Tennis Channel, though. I don't have Tennis Channel, so... I have Tennis TV, WTA TV. I tried desktop, now it's here, but not on the app. Okay, there you go. So yeah, if you're wondering where it is, the app must not be working, which is weird, but it's always weird when we have these resumption of play. It does always get a little bit funky, but 15-30, serve from Fritz in the back end of Fonseca, return goes out, 30-all. The resumption of play always, when we have a delay like this, it always gets a little weird. It's always a little bit awkward to find it. All right. Fritz, he holds, and he takes the 4-1 lead in the final set. 4-1. Yeah, draw comes out tomorrow. In the UK, it's not on the app, but it's on because it's on BBC iPlayer. Okay, there you go. All right, Swiatek versus Alexandrova. Very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. All right, what's going on, everybody? We've got a doubleheader going on, but it might be over pretty quickly because Fritz is dominating the final set that was supposed to be yesterday, but they obviously brought it in to today because of the lack of sunlight from yesterday. They couldn't play because it was dark, but they're back. And Fritz in about 20 minutes has gone to 4-1, so we could be over pretty quick. Alexandrova Swiatek, they've got their quarterfinal match. Winner plays Paolini, who just beat Haddad Maia. So, very interesting match. Pretty tough matchup for Swiatek. It's 3-2 in favor of Swiatek, but Alexandrova is super dangerous on this kind of court. Love 15 as Fonseca serves. Into the back of Fritz. Return goes into the front of Fonseca. Fritz guesses right with a pass, but it's nowhere. 15-all. Next year, I want to visit Wimbledon. What do I need to know about the queue? You need to get there early. Bring snacks, because the queue wait is a long time. Well, I got there when I went. I got there at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and I waited for. I think I got there at 5 a.m. because I remember waiting like 5 hours. And luckily, me and my mate, we bought supplies and we just hung out in the queue for 5 hours. So just prepare for that. At least, look, it depends. Like, you don't have to get there at 5 a.m. I'm sure you could try and get there at like 8 a.m., but I don't know if the queue's harder or easier than it used to be. I mean, people camped overnight, but that's for center court, I think. Ground pass is expensive? I don't know, because I don't remember exactly how much they were. You can't book tickets online at Wimbledon, no. The only way you can get tickets is if you get tickets, at least I remember, is if you go into the ballot, which, Laura, that's probably what you want to do first, is go into the ballot, and then maybe get a chance to get tickets. If you don't, and I got rejected from the ballot, no one gets, I don't know anyone who gets accepted by the ballot. Like, it's like the lottery. It's like, okay. A lot of people go into it. Go on the ballot, and if you don't get in the ballot, then you have to get in the queue. All right. Fonseca holds, by the way, 4-2. But I'm not sure, because that was a while back, so I'm not sure what the situation is now. Maybe if somebody goes to Wimbledon this year, we can get some insights. That's all right. But yeah, definitely go on the ballot first. Because I think the ballot comes out in like September, October. So apply for that, and then you'll find out pretty quickly if you get it or not. And if you don't get it, then you can plan your trip anyway, you know. Somebody in the chat that is going to Wimbledon that's been in the ballot, let us know what the situation, like in the last like couple of years. Let us know the situation in 2025. All right, love 15. Fritz volleys in the net. Then he serves an ace. Fritz's serve, super underrated. Chat, is Fritz the most underrated top 10 player? Is Fritz the most underrated top 10 player right now? No? Okay, 15-all. I don't know, I'm just asking. No? Who is then? 30-15. I feel like no one talks about Fritz. Like, Fritz gets no... Against Zverev, no. Okay, against one guy. But, like, he is rated? Okay. I feel like no one gives Fritz anything. He made a Grand Slam final last year at the US Open, that's not easy. I feel like he's slightly underrated. He might be rated, but I feel like he's getting, especially after a bad clay season, I feel like maybe he's a bit underrated now, especially on grass. I mean, everyone laughed at me when I said he's making the final of Wimbledon, and you were all like, he's not doing that. Anyways, he's 5-2 up. His serve is amazing. He can play on grass. He's got half his titles are on grass. He's got more grass court titles than Sinner, and you all laughed at me. Because, I'll give you the top 10 right now, right? Shelton, Medvedev, Rune, Musetti, Fritz, Djokovic, Draper, Zverev, Alcaraz, Sinner. Fritz is the most underrated. Because Musetti's rated for sure because he's been playing really well. Sinner and Alcaraz and Djokovic, obviously. Zverev, he's not underrated. Draper's probably about rated. I don't think he's underrated either. Like, everyone's talking about him. Rune, I think Rune's rated. Medvedev, I don't know about Medvedev right now. It's hard to rate where he is. Shelton, I think's about right. Fritz is underrated. He's the most underrated top 10 player. 100%. Shelton's underrated. I feel like Shelton's rated. Because I definitely rate Shelton very highly. But I feel like Fritz, like no one's picking Fritz. Chat, may I remind you, in 2022, Fritz, if he beats Nadal, he possibly makes the final of Wimbledon. Remember what happened? The sequence of events. Nadal-Fritz quarterfinal. They play this marathon. Fritz was a couple of points away from getting the win. Nadal was injured. Fritz just couldn't get there. And then against Kyrgios, Nadal pulls out. Kyrgios makes the final, plays Djokovic. If Fritz played Kyrgios in that semi, maybe Fritz beats him. And maybe Fritz makes the final instead of Kyrgios. And maybe it's a Djokovic versus Fritz final at Wimbledon 2022. He was this close to maybe that happening. We forget about that because it was so long ago. But those were the sequence of events. And I remember that match because we hit 100K when it was the Fritz-Nadal final, the quarterfinal. So that match was extra special for personal reasons. But Fritz wasn't far away from possibly making a final of Wimbledon. Anyways, love 15. Fritz about to get this win. And he's also won 3 Eastbourne titles already. So this guy, he knows how to win on grass and he knows how to win in this grass. Love 15. By the way, Chad, apparently next week or during the weekend in the UK, it's going to be like an ultra heat wave. And there could be a heat policy in the first couple of days of Wimbledon, which is super weird because that's like an Australian Open thing. Swiatek, Alexandra Eala hit the court, by the way. So apparently it's like boiling in the UK, and the first couple of days of Wimbledon could be the grass could be on fire. So there's going to be like a heat rule, or like a heat policy, because it's going to be over 30 degrees for like 4 days in a row, which is super hot. 40-15 Fonseca to make Fritz serve for the match. As Fonseca serves. Into the corner, Fritz. Back into Fonseca. Slice. Winner down the line. Beautiful shot. God, Fonseca's just so talented. He just thinks a little differently. Most players would have hit that cross-court backhand topspin. He went with a slice down the line backhand and he wins a point. Anyways, Fritz going to serve this match to take his spot in the semis where he'll play Giron later today. And the good thing is that this match has gone pretty quickly. So he hasn't had to play a marathon. So Fritz won't be too tired if he can win this game. As he serves a fault second serve. Alexandra Eala is going to serve first, by the way. Bad on Berg. It is warm. It looks warm. As we're backing it for Fritz into the backhand of Fonseca. Fritz backhand goes out. Love 15. Hey, WG, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate that. Fritz underrated because he needs PR as of Zverev. I have no idea what you just said. That made no sense to me. Love 15. Served in a tee. Is an ace. 15-0. Serve again from Fritz. Into the corner, Fonseca. Return the net. 30-15. Swiatek and Alexandrova are about to kick off as well. All right, 30-15 Fritz. 2 points away from the semi-finals. So quarterfinals. Serving the body of Fonseca. Return goes to the forehand of Fritz. Backing it from Fonseca into the backhand of Fritz. To the forehand of Fonseca. Fritz again to the forehand of Fonseca. As Fritz to the backhand on the stretch. Fonseca into the slice of Fritz. Fritz in the net. 30-all. Fonseca a chance to get back on serve. $30. By the way, Fonseca I don't think has broken Fritz all day. All right, Alexandrova to serve first in this one. Who you got, chat? I have got Alexandrova. No, sorry, I've got Swiatek in 3, but I think Alexandrova is going to be so awkward on this court specifically. No, it looks bad. Fritz with a good serve. Return goes in. The backhand. Fritz hits it out. 30-40. Fonseca to break back. And to get back on serve. $30-40. Break point Fonseca. As the first point for Alexandrova and Swiatek is underway. As Fritz in the net. Oh, wow. Fonseca breaks back. Cam jinx Fritz there. The match isn't over. Nothing's happened. Why are you yelling? Why are you talking shit? All right, 5-4. I said 6-4. Anyways, whatever. All right, Fonseca breaks back. Back on serve. All right, Swiatek plays a long first point and wins it. Love 15. Oh, pardon me. Mass.
Unrelated, what does Rybakina need to make top 5?
First, she needs to do well at Wimbledon. And then she needs to do well on the hard courts in America and Asia. Because remember, after Wimbledon last year, she played the US Open, I think, and that was all. Until the WTA Finals. So, yeah. By the way, Mohamed Liani, who is Mr. Safety, he is checking the court surface to see how slippery it is. And it's slippery, but they're not going to do anything about it because they have to play tennis. All right, love 30, Swiatek. Mohamed Liani testing the courts out, just checking the slipperiness of the surface. As on Alexandrova serves an ace. 15-30. By the way, I'm going to say something. Trigger warning for anyone who's British. I'm just going to wait for you to block your ears or turn away. Just mute the stream for 2 seconds. Chat, why do we play tennis in the UK? Besides Wimbledon, what are we doing? Why are we playing tennis in the UK? The weather sucks. Anyways, you can come back now. Let from Fonseca. I said mute the stream. If you heard what I said and you didn't mute the stream, you can't get offended. Serve out wide. Here's a fault. Second serve. I said mute the stream. If anyone comes back and yells at me, I said mute the stream. That's on you. Return goes in the backhand of Fonseca. Slice for Fritz. Fonseca with a volley is a winner. 15-love. Besides Wimbledon, though, seriously, besides Wimbledon, like, it looks miserable out there in Eastbourne. Ugh, miserable. Queen's Club, maybe Queen's Club can stay. But Eastbourne looks miserable. Today it looks miserable. All right. Fonseca shanks it 15-all. By the way, Swiatek breaks first game of the match. All right. Swiatek breaks. Cam, are you usually always so funny before your streaming career? I'm not funny. I'm stupid. I'm just silly. And yes. 15-all. I've always been like this. Backhand goes in the net from Fritz. 30-15. You can do one. Yeah, you need... I said block your ears and you didn't listen, so that's your fault. The UK's a miserable place, Cam. I lived in the UK. I thought it was fine. I'm just saying, like, the weather stinks and tennis needs good weather. It should be mandatory to have a roof for every British event. Anyways, 30-all. You can't play tennis in the rain. And I wonder, chat, and I'm asking this as a serious question. Does it rain any more than anywhere else in the world more than the UK? Does it have more rainfall than any other place on earth? That's what I'm asking. It's a legitimate question. Anyways, 40-30. Fonseca to level up this final set. Ireland? Okay. So it's the second wettest place on earth. 4-4 rally. As Fonseca with a forehand again to the forehand Fritz on the stretch. Fonseca gets the 5-all. Fritz hits it wide. It's 5-5. What about a rainforest? Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, 5-5. 5-all. Holland is pretty, but same weather as UK? Okay. All right, back to Fritz. And he serves a fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Fonseca, backhand of Fritz. And Fonseca in the net, 15-love. By Swiatek double faulting, 15-all. Chat, do we ban the word match fixed? I feel like match fixed is not a productive word. I don't think we need that word, do we? Who's going to use that in a good sense? How do you use that word in a good way? 30-love. I think we get rid of that. I think we need to abolish that word, I think. Because no one's coming in here saying that in a positive way. How do you say that in a positive way? They're not match fixing. Like, we got to get rid of that word, right? That word doesn't add value to the chat. Anyways, 30-love. Yes? Okay. Chat has said so. All right. Fritz holds. Gets back in front, 6-5. Somebody want to test it out? 6-5. Also, break-back points for Alexandrova. 15-40. Swiatek saves one with an ace, 30-40. Hey, it worked. All right. 30-40. Swiatek still down break point. As the return goes... Oh, no. Was that a double fault by Swiatek or a fault? We're getting a challenge. Swiatek is not convinced. She thought that serve was on the line. Yeah, Swiatek's just like, I won the point. What the hell? Who's getting involved? All right, Fonseca serving to stay in the match and take us to a tiebreak. It's been like the quickest set of 6-all tiebreak set ever. It's like 30 minutes. All right, 30-40 break point for Alexandrova to get back on serve straight away. As Fonseca hits that long, love 15. Love 15. Thank you, Brent. It worked. Appreciate it. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. There's a bit of forehand in the net from Fonseca. And it's love 30. Chance for Fritz to finish this match now. Love 30. Love 30. As Fonseca serves again. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve out wide, the forehand of Fritz. Return goes the forehand of Fonseca. Fritz with the backhand passing shot winner. And it's match point for Fritz. Love 40 to take the dub. Love 40. Love 40. Fritz to take his spot in the quarterfinals, which happen later today. Weather and light depending. Also, Alexandrova a chance to break again. Or break. She got another break point again. As we go serve into the backhand of Fritz. Forehand from Fonseca. That's a good shot. Fritz gets there with a slice, but it's in the net. As Swiatek forehand goes the forehand of Alexandrova. Swiatek forehand again. The forehand of Alexandrova. Swiatek with a forehand in the net. And then we're back on serve. 1-1. Alexandrova breaks back. All right, 15-40. Match point number 2 for Fritz. Serving to the body of Fritz. Return goes in. Fonseca comes to the net and puts it wide. Fritz wins. He gets it done in the end. I'll tell you though, on a grass court for Fonseca, that scoreline is pretty good. For a first attempt against one of the best grass court players in the world, to have that scoreline, pretty decent effort, I think. I'm also the leader of the fan club, so maybe I'm biased, but also I think that's a pretty decent effort against Fritz, who is no slouch on grass, and Fonseca, who's just getting started. I mean, I think he'd take that scoreline. I think that's a decent effort. To go to 7-5, especially with Fritz serving as well as he was in the first set yesterday, and even today, serving really well. I think that was a decent effort by Fonseca and a pretty good challenge to Fritz, who's 3-time champion and a bit of a grass court beast. at least of recent times. So as a Fonseca fan, I'll take it. We'll take that. We'll take that. Even though it was a loss, we'll take the 7-5 final set. I mean, that was against Fritz. All right. GG's. Fritz is going to play Giron later today. Isn't it bad? It's not a bad L for Fonseca. Why would anybody be off the bandwagon? I don't know. Because they're crazy. Cam's still on the bandwagon even though he lost. Why would anyone jump off the bandwagon after that result? What are you talking about? Didn't you hear what I just said? That's not a bad loss. Fonseca losing to Fritz on a grass court 7-5 in the third. I don't think that's bad. I mean, Fritz probably should have beaten him yesterday in the tiebreak, but still, I'm taking that. As a Fonseca fan, he's 18, he's only getting better. A close loss to Fritz on grass. At the start of the year, I think anybody would have said Fonseca against Fritz on grass in that scoreline at the start of the year would have been incredible. Would have been like, competitive against a top 10 player on a grass court. I'll take it. Anyways, jump on over if you want to keep watching Swiatek taking on Alexandrova, because we're going to merge the streams. But Fritz, he'll play later in the quarterfinals against Giron. He takes out Fonseca 7-5 in the third after yesterday's couple of sets, and he is continuing on. He's one to watch at Wimbledon. I mean, I don't know why people aren't talking about him.